20 years ago, there was no internet, so it was just in the very early stages.
And I'm lucky because of that. Because if the internet was around, I'd be in a lot more trouble. Let me just tell you that.
Now it's just much more amplified than 20 years ago. So does it worry you how easy it is for influencers like your former self to access young people who are looking for purpose, for meaning in their life?
Yeah. And I think everybody would agree that the internet is full of millions of young people who feel marginalized, who maybe don't have, positive relationships or any relationships in real life, who build them online. And online, you can be anybody you want. You can have any identity. You can join any community. That's what it's for. And, your purpose now is curated for you because it is fed to you based on your interests, like news. And what's disturbing the most to me, Rob, right now is the way that they're actually that extremists are recruiting people online because they know that there are marginalized people there. But they're going to traditional safe zones on the internet, places like forums dedicated to depression and autism spectrum disorder. Oh. They're starting to recruit younger by recruiting over multiplayer gaming, when they're young people wear headsets and they're playing, whatever game. But they're also putting messages in videos that are online about video games like Minecraft and Roblox and Fortnite. People go to YouTube and they watch videos of people playing video games. I used to like to play video games when I was a kid, not watch people play them on the internet.
I can never understand why people watch recorded games.
It's a thing. It's very popular. I mean, there are millions and millions of views, but in these videos, sometimes, in a very benign Minecraft video, in the middle of it, you'll hear somebody trying to recruit you into, what do you think about the Jews? Do you believe in the Holocaust? Things like that. And then, they kind of do it to desensitize young people to it. They make memes and jokes about it so people spread it around and laugh about it, so that something like the Holocaust becomes a fable. It becomes ancient history and it doesn't affect people. Mm-hmm. And, it's a thing. It's called mimetic warfare, where we can desensitize people by giving them the same information over and over and over so that they get so tired of hearing about it, or they just accept it that it doesn't have the same impact anymore. So they're using so many tactics now because of the internet. Not to mention fake news and propaganda that I used to have to read in a book, now can be accessed with a click, and it's actually fed to you because now you've gone down a rabbit hole. You've watched one video on accident, and your recommended feed thinks that you want to watch more. So the internet is radicalizing us.
Okay. So these are organized efforts to influence other people. So these are not individuals who are, speaking their mind. These are organized efforts by radical groups to radicalize other people.
It's not so much about the groups anymore these days like it was when I was involved. Now it's much more of a leaderless resistance. And the internet really made it that way for people to be connected without a central structure. It's led by movements, by the idea and the leaders, but the people are the ones engaging in this. It's the followers. It's people who are good graphic designers take it upon themselves to make flyers for the internet or memes, and good writers post blogs. Some people are making podcasts. It's really anything that you or I can do to have a presence on the internet to boost your podcast or to talk about my book or anything like that. They're doing, and they can now monetize it. We never could figure out how to make money back in those days. We sold music, and we sold a lot of it, but it wasn't, I never received a paycheck for the movement or for my music. Now they're making money off of YouTube ads because their videos are getting millions of views. They're making subscriptions off of their podcasts. They're buying Bitcoin and investing that. They're creating their own social networks because they're being deplatformed from the mainstream one, so they've created their own. This is a whole ecosystem that they've now created that is not just a fringe movement. This is now part of the fabric of our society, no matter where we live, especially in Europe. I mean, we've seen the far right grow immensely over
in Eastern Europe, especially.
Yeah, in Eastern Europe. I have to say it because, I know people are probably tired of hearing about it. Maybe not you in Switzerland, but Americans are tired of hearing about it. But the influence coming from Russia with these disinformation campaigns and the propaganda, that's really where this is coming from. Thousands and thousands of sock puppets and chat bots and are still continuing today, even, having started before our election for president. But you're seeing that rise in Eastern Europe because there are former Soviet republics that Putin wants to reclaim again. So he's grooming all these players throughout the world. One thing that scares me is that during World War II, Hitler didn't have worldwide support for his ideas. Mm. He had a few allies, but they were insignificant. The ideas that are now spreading with the far right are much more far-reaching across Europe and the United States, and even in places like Brazil, where Bolsonaro is on the verge of potentially being elected. This is far scarier to me because the widespread acceptance of nationalism, extreme nationalism, is growing. And it's something I don't want to see happen.
Here comes the sunshine and burns away clouds like they never were.